everyone. My name is Melody. I'm a chameleon girl and a rainbow girl. Call me as you please. And the reason for that is my rainbow skin, the color of which changes every day and sometimes even more often. It may seem beautiful or cool or even horrible and intimidating, but only I know what it really feels like to be a walking palette, and I'm going to tell you my story. I think the scariest day in my mom's life was the first day after she gave birth to me. Just imagine, she gave birth to a lovely and sweet baby girl that was perfectly healthy and had a good appetite. But a few minutes after the very first nursing, her newborn daughter turned white. It was really scary. My mom was hysterical. She started screaming, and doctors rushed to her room. They were as scared as my mom. The newborn girl was Snow White. When people saw me, they got very pessimistic. Someone even said that I was dead. But nevertheless, my breathing and body temperature remained normal, and then I even cried and opened my eyes. It meant that I was very much alive, and they had to find out the cause of my snow white skin. Days and weeks were passing by, and everything repeated on a loop. The rosy-cheeked girl turned snow white every time after nursing, which really freaked out my mother. Eventually, the doctors just threw their hands up and stated the fact. The newborn girl was healthy. Her body simply changed its skin color in response to nursing. We just had to get used to it. And my mother accepted me the way I was and tried not to get scared when she saw her white daughter. But it got worse when normal solid food was added to my diet. Now I reacted to every food separately, and my skin became the same color as my food. Pumpkin? It's not only very healthy and tasty, but also beautiful because I became bright orange and cute after eating it. Broccoli? Okay, here comes the green melody. Pretty woman, right? Tomatoes? Strawberry? Oh, I adore red food because it paints me gorgeous colors. But I look the coolest when I eat a lot of different foods. Then all the colors that have entered my stomach the day before paint my skin. For example, scrambled eggs paint me yellow and white, sausages with french fries, golden pink, and some salad can turn me into a real walking rainbow. Can you imagine? You probably guessed that my peculiarity makes my life rather extraordinary and complicated. Let's start with the fact that the way I look causes controversy. Some people consider me a walking freak who wants to stand out from the crowd, and they despise me for that. Others say that I'm extraordinary and cool. And those who know me and understand that my color is not my choice try to either stay away from me or conversely be as close to me as possible. One evening, I was at a bus stop and a gang of teenagers noticed me. Its members decided that I was a show-off and that I dyed my skin with paint. Well, I'm already used to people thinking that, but that time they decided to teach me a lesson and they threw tomatoes at me. It was very offensive and unpleasant. Fortunately, my offenders got what they deserved because the police were passing by. By the way, that's the reason why I've never posted photos on social media. I don't want to draw too much attention to myself because I'm afraid to run into some gang of bullies that will have questions about my peculiarity. I don't want anyone to throw tomatoes at me ever again. There was another unpleasant experience. That time, an ambulance full of EMS workers stopped me right on the street, put me in their car, and took me to the hospital. I was extremely indignant at what was happening and demanded them to explain what this all meant. Then one of them showed me a mirror and said that I had huge health problems because I was orange and that could be dangerous, that is, infectious to society. I tried to explain that being orange was absolutely normal for me and I could be purple or red or even a rainbow, but no one listened to me. They even gave me an injection to help. As a result, in order to prove that I wasn't lying, I had to take food from another patient and show the color change to green-purple. Then I took some juice from a nurse and I turned red. That's how I managed to prove that I was actually fine and I didn't need medical aid. By the way, my skin isn't always painted in some color. I can make it ordinary, but I need to starve for at least a day to do it. So after the incident with the evil and caring doctors, I didn't eat at all for 3 days in order to be like everyone else and to not get into trouble like that again. The first day was fine. On the second day, I was very hungry. On the third day, I couldn't think about anything but food. And then I decided that I should be stronger than my circumstances and I shouldn't try to hide my peculiarity. Well, I'm a rainbow, so what? Just give me the strawberry donuts. But probably there's nothing absolutely positive or absolutely negative in the world. Everything is relative, and my peculiarity is no exception. In addition to unpleasant experiences, it brings me a lot of positive moments. For example, I can boast of my perfect fashion sense. I just love matching my skin tone to certain clothes. I'll never wear a pink dress with green skin because it would look disgusting. But I know that blue goes well with pink, which means that I should eat some bog blueberries the day before. If I have a serious meeting or just need to impress someone, then I choose black clothes and make my skin red. Tomatoes, strawberries, or red peppers help me do it. If I want to cheer someone up, then I choose a rainbow color for my skin, trying to eat as many foods of different colors as possible. And the more colors there are, the more impressive I look. Children like it most of all. For them, I'm cooler than any clown or entertainer. Everyone wants to touch me and try to wipe the paint off my skin. It's so sweet if it's in moderation. Once I was on the playground and a crowd of kids tried so hard to wipe my rainbow off my skin that they scratched my face and hands. It was too much, and I had never even thought that children could cause any harm. But the greatest thing I found out in my life was the fact that my bones are multicolored as well. I couldn't even think of anything like that until I was 14. Colored bones. Although it's strange that a person with multicolored skin is surprised at such a fact. Since my parents and I like to travel, I've always known that anything can happen when we go somewhere, and I should always be prepared for this. In my life, I've already survived an avalanche, a flood, and even a wild boar attack. But the most interesting thing was yet to come. Last year, we went hiking as usual, and I fell off a steep cliff. Fortunately, I wasn't very high, and I got off with a double fracture of my arm. My parents immediately gave me first aid and called for help. I was at the nearest clinic within an hour. But that day was an extraordinary one for the doctors who helped me because they saw a girl with colored skin for the first time in their lives. Besides, I was yellow and blue that day, if I'm not mistaken. Moreover, my bones were colored as well. As soon as they began to treat the fractures, they were horrified. They saw all the colors of the rainbow inside. On that day, I realized that I was unique not only on the outside, but also on the inside. Sometimes I think that maybe my internal organs are also multicolored, but I really don't want to check this. Would you like to have chameleon skin like mine? How would you take advantage of this peculiarity? I'll follow your responses in the comments under the video. And if you liked the story, be sure to click like and subscribe to our channel because there are even more interesting stories ahead.